White woman has successfully sent herself to prison, and right now she's facing felony charges. Yes, and to make this so interesting is the fact that she thought she was literally helping ICE agents to get illegal immigrant, not until she landed herself in prison. I'm going to give you guys the full details. You guys know how I roll on this particular YouTube, right? Where I will literally show you guys exactly what happened, people's reaction, before I'll come back to say my own peace of mind because I'm so excited for her. You know, this is how karma is supposed to literally go. This is how people are supposed to literally face fatful. Those ones that say they cannot mind their business, they cannot keep quiet, they just want. I have it at the back of your mind that I am not in support of an illegal immigrant, but when you're done watching this video, let me know the honest thoughts in the comment section. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credits belong to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in at this episode. I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks, and also joining my membership. I do not take you guys for granted, or you guys are absolutely the best. With that being said, let's dive right into this video. I'll be back with commentaries.
A woman in Maryland hired a group of Guatemalan immigrants to fix her roof and then immediately called ICE on them. And now 6 of those workers are currently being held in immigration detention services. This video was first seen on X, and you can see the roofers sitting on this blue tarp, basically just waiting to be taken in by ICE. And then in another part of this video, you see this woman who might be the homeowner and a man yelling at the crew.
Go! Get out of here!
God bless America, bro!
Jezebel's reporting that not only is this super disrespectful on the homeowner's part, but this might actually be against the law. So in Maryland, it's illegal to compel or coerce work out of someone by threatening to report them to the police or immigration agents. So this could be illegal. We just don't really have enough evidence to prove that's what the homeowner did. There are so many comments on social media also speculating, okay, did this woman wait to call ICE until the workers were finished with her roof? Univision was able to get an interview with one of the roofers who wasn't detained because he actually has a green card. He had a really heartbreaking interview in Spanish saying that he's seen so many videos on this, but sadly today he had to experience it. He also said that so many Hispanics feel persecuted right now in the US, not knowing if they can ever return back to their homes. Univision was also able to speak to one of the wives of the arrested men who says that she's 5 months pregnant. She says that she feels so sad and desperate for her husband. She doesn't know what's going to happen to him, and that they're here in the US to get ahead and not do evil. Both the Newsgirls and Jezebel will continue to amplify these stories, so make sure to share them with us and follow to stay in the loop.
You call ICE on the people that were working on your home after the job was done because you didn't want to pay the fee. You people are really going to hell. And not just to hell, you guys are going to hell in a handbasket. Gasoline soaked drawers. And I hope you are extremely aware of these situations that you were involved in. A homeowner in Cambridge, Maryland apparently waited 3 days, and after they owed about $10,000. Then to call ICE on the people working on their roof. And while the immigrants are working on this roof and now pinned between being stuck up on this roof and looking down at ICE and getting deported, the owner of the home reportedly handed them a ladder for them to get up on top of the roof. You people are absolutely going to hell.
I'm sorry to admit this, but I believe white people are the most ruthless, evil, heartless people ever, because this white lady hired this Hispanic-owned company to come out and remodel some things on her house. And after they was done, y'all, instead of her paying them for their service, she called ICE on them. That really pissed me off so bad, because they was good enough for you to let them work on your house, but instead of you paying them, you say, you know what, I'm gonna call ICE on them. I don't like to wish bad on people because I'm really a child of God, but at the same time, that really hurted my heart that somebody would go to those extreme levels to do some evil stuff like that. And this happened in Maryland. That's evil, y'all. And if y'all Hispanics, I wouldn't accept no more of those people. I wouldn't even be accepting those people at all. at all, because that's so evil, bro. That hurt my feelings so bad.
What should my punishment be if I hired 6 people to work on my house, and when they were just about to finish, I called ICE agents to come and get them? Well, that's what a lady did in the US. She called the law on us. Now that we're totally screwed, manuals in Spanish, they surrounded us. Agents left behind the worker's van and the doors wide open, filled with thousands of dollars worth of tools, which she probably now also has. The arrest was broadcasted live for 30 minutes by a co-worker identified as Brian Polanco. Seeing is not the same as experiencing it. I've seen many videos, and sadly today I had to experience it. The incident occurred in Cambridge, Maryland. What would an appropriate punishment be in a country which doesn't punish people for reporting them to ICE? In fact, they probably reward them. So she saved £10,000 on her work. She's got all their tools in their vans currently in their possession. I don't know what happens to that. But what's the appropriate response?
Because when it's done off of hate, I don't care what race is it, I can't support it. That video that's going viral with the woman hired those Latinos, and then when it's to fix her roof, and now when it's time to pay, she decided to call ICE. Hell no. See, that's what, and let me ask y'all this question, right? Based off the fact that it's illegal to work illegal aliens, all right? If you're illegal, it's supposed to be illegal to work in the United States. Why isn't there a fine for people that hire people that's illegal? If it's illegal and we could agree on that, then if you hire someone that's also illegal and you know they're illegal, then there should be a fine. Unfortunately, everyone was not illegal. I don't know how many of them wasn't, or was, because the person that did the video happened to be one of the workers. But my thing is, cases like that won't happen. It won't happen. And I don't care who you are, what race you are. If a law comes in or actions come in based off of hate, I would never support it.
A Maryland homeowner called ICE on some Latino workers after they were almost done finishing the work on her roof.
Nos cayó la pinche ley, valió madre. Nos rodearon.
So a Maryland couple, which now from the research that I've done, it's a husband and a wife. The wife is a white woman. The husband is said to be Mexican himself, and he used to be in the military, and he believes that, because he served the country, everybody else should come here the legal way. So allegedly, a Mexican man and his gringa wife called ICE after they had hired some Mexican construction workers to do the roof on their house in Maryland. And once they were almost done with the work, that's when they decided to call. Of course, because they didn't want to pay for the labor. See, I think that this is very trifling. I think it's terrible. I think it's disgusting and deplorable. Like, why would you hire someone just to do this to them? And from what I know, the work was $10,000. So hopefully in the state of Maryland, they could still get paid. Even if they're going to be deported or whatever's going to happen, they still deserve to get paid for the labor that they put in to help finish that roof. I saw a few Hispanic and Latino, creators posting, like, basically doxing the people to say, like, don't go over here and work and help these people out. And then I also saw some people posting what I believe to be the actual picture of the people, because when I first saw this, I was like, what's the rate? I mean, clearly we all assumed, but y'all know how black people keep getting so much flack as if we're the ones calling ICE on these Latinos. And it's not us. They don't have this amount of smoke for white people. And these are the people that's literally calling ICE. We don't do that. We just probably told y'all we gonna sit this out and we not about to be out there marching. But let me show y'all this picture. Hold on. So allegedly, that's the wife. And then that's her husband back there. I don't know why he looks so distorted in the screenshot that I got. But like I said earlier, allegedly he's a Mexican man that was in the military, He's been in the country for years and years and years. And this is his wife, pale-faced lady. The usual suspects. Once again, this is a very unfortunate situation. I'm not surprised, not one bit. Are you surprised? I'm not surprised, because a lot of people, a lot of Latinos voted for this administration, and a lot of Latinos work for ICE and Homeland Security, and over 50% of them do Border Patrol. So it doesn't shock me at all. That's why I was like, the fact that people was like up in arms. Some Latina tweeted out hard ER because she saw the pictures of the black ICE agents at the airport in Atlanta, where predominantly black people live in Atlanta first and foremost. And second of all, why are you using any chance to spew racism? Like, y'all not running around calling Latino ICE agents, Homeland Security, Border Patrol, beaners and wetbacks. I don't see y'all doing that. I hope I don't get a restriction. Anyways, what y'all think about this? Red Levis to Brooklyn Way.
Why should I pay a group of immigrants? Being allowed to live here is already the best pay they could get.
The employer who assisted ICE in arresting her own workers has been arrested and faces felony charges. The homeowner had hired 6 Guatemalan workers who had been working non-stop for several days, putting in long hours to finish the project on time with the job nearly complete and expectations that payment was finally coming. But despite the work being almost finished, she still owed them roughly $10,000 in unpaid wages, money they had already earned through days of labor. And then just before payment was due, she made a decision that shocked everyone involved. Instead of settling the debt, she proactively contacted ICE and coordinated with law enforcement officers on site. What happened next was captured on video and quickly began circulating online. The workers still on the roof and in the middle of their job were suddenly ordered to come down with no warning and no explanation. One by one, they were taken into custody, some of them detained immediately before they even had a chance to grab their tools or process what was happening. Witnesses at the scene were visibly upset. The situation has now sparked outrage online, with many accusing the homeowner of exploiting vulnerable workers and then using immigration enforcement to avoid paying what she owed. Prosecutors have now launched an investigation and filed charges, including exploiting immigration status to extort financial gain. If proven, this would constitute a felony when immigration status is used as a tool for exploitation. The labor relationship ceases to be one of employment and becomes nothing more than blatant exploitation and betrayal. What are your thoughts on this?
So now we know more about the homeowners who workers are claiming called ICE on them, and listen to one of the homeowners saying how he supports ICE. Listen to this.
You the owner? Yes. What's the point? What's the point of all of this? Pardon me? Why you guys didn't tell them to leave? This is private property.
Well, first of all, I am pro-ICE. I don't think illegal people should come in properly.
Okay.
I'm in the combat. I've fought to protect our rights.
Oh yeah, you support ICE? Have ICE come over and finish the job on your roof, because there is calls for a community boycott to not help this family finish the job. There's still not a lot of information on who they are, but there is more information on the workers. According to reports, 6 people from Guatemala were detained, and that the wife of one of the men is pregnant and has 2 other children. Unfortunately, that is as much as we know about the workers so far. ICE put out a statement through Newsweek saying that this was a targeted enforcement operation, not a tip from a caller. We'll get back to ICE saying that this was not a tip from a caller in a second, and why you shouldn't believe them saying that. In the rest of the statement, they claimed that those workers had orders of removal, and then went on to say that those people they were detaining were not complying to lawful orders, taunted officers, and attempted to flee. None of those things happened in the video. Everyone very much seemed like they were complying and following instructions. Now, going back to ICE claiming that this was not a tip from a caller, there is speculation that ICE said this so the homeowners will not face felony charges, because it's being reported that the woman allegedly owed the workers $10,000 for a 3-day job. It seems like she might have called ICE so she didn't have to pay them. And if it proves to be true, she could potentially face charges under Maryland law, which says you cannot force someone to work for you under threat or wrongful use of notifying law enforcement if someone is undocumented. This also applies to withholding wages. Share the story so people know what happened in Maryland and so there can be a full investigation into these two. Because if the homeowners did call ICE and ICE is protecting the homeowners, then the workers should be able to apply for a visa for being exploited this way. I can't believe the homeowners think they're the good people in all this. These are workers who came to this country for a better life. And if they knew anything about the immigration system, they would know that people are kept undocumented so they can be exploited this way. This is still developing stories, so I'll bring information as it comes in, and remember to follow for more.
The woman who called ICE on 6 Guatemalan roofers who were almost finished putting a $10,000 roof on her house so she wouldn't have to pay them, and now she's been arrested for exploiting immigration status for financial gain. That is great to hear, because when you heard that story originally, like, hey, I don't want to pay these people what they're owed, so let me call ICE to get them deported. Like, you have to be one of the most despicable human beings imaginable to even think of doing some shit like that. So I'm glad she's being arrested and held accountable for this. You wanted to affect these 6 people's lives. I hope your life is affected forever as well. Like, we really live amongst evil people. You hire someone to do something. That means you agreed to pay them a certain amount, and you knew when you agreed, you're like, I know how I'm gonna get out of this one. Let me just call ICE on these motherfuckers. Like, these are the people that you think that they're going to figure out that they voted wrong with voting for Donald Trump. No, they know what they were doing, and they would do it again. And that's why it's just like, I know America is probably going to be shitty until the day I die, because we are around racist, terrible people. Like, there is no defending this. You have to be the lowest of the low, scummiest of the scum to hire someone, and then, hey, instead of paying you, I'm going to call to get you deported. Like, they were in the middle of the job and they had to come down and verify themselves. Like, just a truly despicable human being. So I hope she gets the book thrown at her. She has to have a felony on her record or whatever. She needs to be held accountable for ruining these people's lives.
Did you hear about the woman who hired a bunch of workers to fix her roof, and as soon as they was finished, she called ICE so she wouldn't have to pay them? A woman in Cambridge, Maryland, hired a team of Guatemalan contractors to repair her roof for $10,000. As soon as they finished the 3-day job, instead of paying them, she called ICE and had them all arrested. Look at this. These men are still on the roof when the ICE agents show up. They can't even get down. And from what I read, she provided them with a ladder so that they could get down and the ICE agents could arrest them. This is crazy work. And now they're climbing down off of the ladder onto the ground, and the police are surrounding them. Look at that. And that's her. This woman has yet to be identified, but if what these workers are saying is true, this homeowner is in serious trouble because it is a crime to weaponize immigration law just to avoid paying somebody. What do you think of this story? Leave a comment to let me know. I'm Tiarka with the T. Follow for more.
Did you guys see the video where the lady called ICE on these Mexican people that built her roof because she didn't want to have to pay? She didn't want to have to pay $10,000 for the roof they had built. Those are the type of people that really, really have it coming to them, because that is some evil, disgusting shit. You don't do that to people. All over some $10K, but guess what? I heard that the cousins came back and demolished that roof, and they should have demolished a little bit more than that. A little bit more than that. Because to have people lose their freedom and, you know, their place here in the U.S. just because you didn't want to pay for your roof is actually crazy and disgusting. I feel like, and I think this is what's happening, some people that are working in the United States and are workers, even if they're not legal, I think they do get a chance to come back. I've heard of a couple cases of that. They get to come back legally. So I really hope that these people do not get deported and they get to come back. Or if they do get deported, that they get to come back, because that is evil shit and they're clearly hardworking people. And I feel like they should be able to press charges because she low-key only did that so that she could scam them and not have to pay for the roof.
So I took my time reporting on it because I just wanted to see how it was going to play out. But that European lady who hired the Hispanic people to come do work on her house, and then right when it was time for her to pay them, she called ICE to have them deported. She has now been she's now been arrested herself. Yeah, because she owed them $10,000. She was trying to get out of paying them that $10,000, and that's why she called ICE. Now she's been arrested. I can't remember the right words. It was like extorting the system, because that's exactly what she did to get out of payment. She didn't do it because she thought they were illegal. She did it because she didn't want to pay for the services that she hired them for. So finally, she got damn arrested, as she should. She should have got arrested when she called, because when the story first broke, I said something about that got to be illegal, because you owe these people money at the end of the day. And it's not like you calling because you're a concerned citizen. You're calling just so you won't have to pay. I'm so glad they got her ass.
Internet detectives, y'all have to do your job on this one. This when you have to set shit off. You have this Maryland homeowner hire this roof crew to help fix and build his home, right? Why the fuck did he call ICE on them, because they was illegal, just so he won't have to pay them? You think I'm playing? Look at this shit.
Nos cayó la pinche ley, valió madre.
Cayó migración. La verdad que perjudicando a la gente trabajadora, a la gente que hace bien al país.
Go! Get out of here! God bless America, bro!
That shit disgusted me, man. Like, if I was going down there, I'm crashing out, because I'm already about to go to jail. I'm getting out of here to another country, back home. Man, I'm with the hammer going down that bitch. With the ladder, I'm putting holes in the roof. Probably setting it on fire. What other trouble can you get more than you gonna leave anyway? You feel me? All my Maryland followers, all my Maryland people, if you see this, that look a little familiar, you know that area, let people know who it is. Cause there's some dead wrong shit right here. These people work hard on your crib, and then you don't want to pay them, so you gonna do this? Now let me say this. This actually is a genius move. It is. It's very smart. Damn, these people about to get deported. Oh, they'd pay for it. Karma will come back for them.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching to this point, and you guys have literally seen every single thing that's literally happened, right? Anyways, you guys, I'm sorry. Let me break this down to my own understanding. If this is not wickedness, let me know what this is. Because at the end of the day, you have the right, the audacity, the effrontery to call illegal immigrants to come do the job for you. That's because you do not want to pay the normal price that people that are legal or companies that are legal will take. So you wanted something cheap. You wanted something that you can afford based on the fact that you are poor, as far as I'm concerned. And then you knew that these people are illegal. You invited them to come work for you. Day one, they did the job. Day two, they did the job. Day three, they did the job, and they were literally done with every single part of that job. If you're watching from the video, maybe having one or two patches for them to be able to do on the rooftop, and then you now decided that that is when your wickedness, your act of witchcraft will rise, that right now you need to now call ICE agents on them. Reason, because your husband have served in the military, and he believed that every single person that will literally come to America should be legal. I will keep saying this, I'm not in support of illegal immigrants. If you're watching this video and you're illegal immigrants, go and make yourself legal or move back to your country. It's as simple as that. I'm not going to be sad if ICE agent is seeing any illegal person and deporting them. I don't care. Do you get? That is the kind of person I am. I don't support what is not okay. But for the fact that you knew that these people are the cheapest hand for you to reach, you called them, you invited them. You did not call ICE agents to pick them up immediately. You waited for day one job to be done, for day two job to be done, and for the day three, when they were done, they were about dropping so that you will pay them their $10,000. You decided that you were going to call ICE on them. That was when you realized that they were illegal. You never realized they were illegal when they were on top of your roof working. You never realized they were illegal when you called them, because the last time I checked, they never came to you and begged for a job that, please give us this job. You gave them with your own hearts, and then you decide to do this to them. This is actually wickedness, honestly. There is nothing anybody can tell me that this is not wickedness. But I'm happy for what she also went through, because she's facing felony charges right now. She's facing felony charges because after all the research and everything, it was also known that this woman has literally, she have $10,000 for she to pay, and the reason why she called ICE agents on them is because she literally do not want to pay. It should have even make sense that you paid them and then you called ICE agents. But you see how God does this thing. God, God works in a mysterious ways. When you think you want to pull your fellow man down, God will use another way to pull you down. God now made you not to pay them. You now called. Later, they now filed a report and now notice that the reason why you called ICE agents is because you do not want to pay, because you want them to work for you for free, and that is all. And now you also and your husband were not only arrested, you people are facing felony charges. You might even go to prison, and I'll be so glad for you. Honestly, I'm happy that the lawsuit on you is very, very big, and this is how God should be treating some wicked people. Yes, they are not legal for them to take their money, but they are legal for them to come and work for you. They are legal for them to come and climb your roof. Do you know the risk in climbing roof? Do you know the risk involved? Do you know the risks involved? And this is also a very big lesson to every single Hispanics, Latino, Asian community, all of those communities that have literally been idolizing some of these palm colored people. You idolize them to the point that you feel like they are your alpha and your omega. They are the author and the finisher of your faith. These are what they can do. It will be very hard for you to see a black woman do this. It will be very hard for you to see black Americans do this. Despite the fact they built the country. Despite the fact that every single thing we're stolen from them. They will hardly do this. But for some of these white folks that are just unnecessarily wicked, honestly, I love the karma she's getting. I love the fafo she's getting. I want to be on top of these updates, blah, blah, blah. Even this morning, I have researched to know more updates. I want to see this woman go to prison, honestly. Let she and her husband go and relax in prison, at least even if it's for a week or 2 months. So that whenever they come out, even if you want to drag illegal immigrants, you learn to pay them. You're not running from your responsibility. You don't want to pay. And then you're not tagging it like you want to call the ICE agent. You think ICE agents will just literally come and clap for you. Yes, they came, they took them. And later on, you were also captured. You were also doing illegal things. Because for you to go contact them, they were illegal. Because you knew that their prices were cheap. It's bad. It's bad that as human, we don't feel for each other anymore. It's bad that as human, instead of coming together as one, embracing each other, shattering each other, we are now we now want to just envy each other, send each other to destinations that are unknown. Is that bad? Anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section. Credits belongs to original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks, and also joining my membership. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. With that being said, I'm going to be saying bye, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Disclaimers: educational purposes only, not to come here ruffle on anyone's shoulder or defame anyone. This is just my own opinionistic opinion. See you guys in my next one.